Hi guys, I'm Lori and this is Lori B Yoga. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial on malasana or yoga squat pose. And it's a pose that we don't do too often in yoga classes, and when we do it's usually not too long. But it's a pose that I've discovered lately that I am truly enjoying because of my lower back pain. It is actually working wonders. Because it stretches and strengthens the lower back, even works the thoracic, the upper back, engages the core, and really gets you a nice stretch from your ankles all the way up really to your neck. So we're going to do a quick tutorial, show you some different props and ways that you can get into the pose, and I hope you enjoy it. So just a little, I guess, precursor, or I've been doing yoga for 15 years and I still don't get my heels to the ground. So full malasana pose, you'd have your feet flat on the ground, hip distance apart or a little bit wider, and but you don't have to have your heels down. So we've got props and we use those to do the pose and still reap the benefits even while we're working on stretching. Okay, so Kelly here is going to do it with me, and Kelly is super tight, or tighter than me, I should say. So she's gonna be one example of using blocks, and I'm gonna be another example of using a block, okay? Because neither one of us can get our heels down. So this is what we're each going to do for malasana pose. Kelly is gonna go to the side and she's gonna sit on a block, and I am going to use my yoga mat, and I'm gonna unroll it just a little bit because I use this underneath my heels. And I don't need the full thickness of the mat, so I'm just gonna use like maybe just a little bit short of half. I'm gonna take my feet hip distance apart or a little bit wider. I'm gonna point my toes just a little bit out because we want our knees to be in the same direction as our toes. Kelly's gonna do the same as far as feet wide, toes slightly out so that your knees and toes go in the same direction. Start to bend down, go into your squat. And once you're there, you have your elbows or your biceps, triceps pushing against your inner thighs, so that when you do that, you lift your chest at the same time. Engage your core, so draw the navel in, or your lower abs in and up, chest up. Even engage your thoracic spine, so between your shoulder blades, engage your upper back, and you're in malasana pose. So to get the length through the spine, you're going to tilt your chin just slightly down towards your chest so that you get that elongation through the spine all the way through the neck, pushing the elbows against your inner thighs to engage the upper spine and to lift the chest. And then you'll hold this pose for a couple minutes so that you get the full stretch from your ankles, your calves, your knees, your hips, your thighs, and through the spine. And this is a pretty grounding pose, so whenever you're feeling a little bit crazy, anxious, stressed, you can come to this pose. And then when you're done, we're going to come out of this just for video purposes. You can start to lift your hips up and come into a forward fold. So hands to the ground, keep the feet wide, just maybe sway the hips, bend the knees, get some movement back into all those joints that were just in a pretty flexed position. And then slowly we'll roll up to standing. Whew. And that feels good, my friends. Kelly, how do you feel?
Great. Sorry. Right in the middle of
Anyway, it feels great to me. So keep doing the pose. Try to do it like whenever you think you're feeling a little tight. Hold it for as long as you can, and I'll see you in the next Lori B class.